All right, guys, chapter 1 of Beowulf. Then Beowulf was king in that Danish castle, Shield's son, ruling as long as his father, and as loved a famous lord of men. And he in turn gave his people a son, the great Hilfdane, a fierce fighter who led the Danes to the end of his long life and left them 4 children. 3 princes to guide them in battle, Hergar and Hrothgar and Holga the Good, and 1 daughter, yours, who was given to Onela, king of the Swedes, and became his wife and their queen. That Hrothgar, taking the throne, led the Danes to such glory that comrades and kinsmen swore by his sword, and young men swelled his armies, and he thought of greatness and resolved to build a hall that would hold his mighty band and reach higher toward heaven than anything that had ever been known to the sons of men. And in that hall he'd divide the spoils of their victories to old and young, what they'd earned in battle, but leaving the common pastures untouched and taking no lives. So the son Hrothgar, taking the throne, led the Danes to such glory that comrades and kinsmen swore by his sword, and young men swelled his armies, meaning they swelled it, they joined it. And he thought of greatness and resolved to build a hall. He thought of greatness and swell and resolved to build a hall that would hold his mighty band and reach higher toward heaven than anything that had ever been known to the sons of men. The work was ordered, the timbers tied and shaped. By the host that Hrothgar ruled, it was quickly ready, that most beautiful of dwellings built as he'd wanted. And then he whose word was obeyed all over the earth named it Herat. I guess his dwellings, he named it Herat. His boast come true, he commanded a banquet, opened out his treasure full hands. That towering place, gabled and huge, stood waiting for time to pass, for war to begin, for flames to leap as high as the feud that would light them, and for Herat to burn. A powerful monster living down in the darkness growled in pain, impatient, as day after day the music rang loud in that hall, the harps rejoicing, call in the poet's clear song sung of the ancient beginnings of us all, recalling the Almighty, making the earth, shaping these beautiful plains marked off by oceans, then proudly setting the sun and moon to glow across the land and light it. The corners of the earth were made lovely with trees and leaves made quick with life, with each of the nations who now move on its face. And then as now warriors sang of their pleasure, so Hrothgar's men lived happy in his hall, till the monster stirred, that demon, that fiend, Grendel, who haunted the moors, the wild marshes, and made his home in a hell, not hell but earth. And made his home in a hell, not hell but earth. So his name is Grendel. The monster stirred, that demon, that fiend Grendel, who haunted the moors, the wild marshes, and made his home in a hell, not hell but earth. He was spawned in that slime, conceived by a pair of those monsters born of Cain, murderous creatures banished by God, punished forever for the crime of Abel's death. The Almighty drove those demons out, and their exile was bitter, shut away from men. They split into 1,000 forms of evil, spirits and fiends, goblins, monsters, giants, a brood forever opposing the Lord's will and again defeated. Monsters born of Cain, punished forever for the crime of Abel's death. Just making a depiction of the monster. So they're partying right now. They're partying in Herat, but right over here, in the darkness growled in pain, impatient as day after day the music rang. A powerful monster living down in the darkness growled in pain, impatient as day after day the music rang. So Hrothgar, he was Bael's son, who's depicted as a powerful king, right? And so his success, but so he has success and he's thriving. His kingdom is thriving, so they're partying. But then there's a monster down below. His name's Grendel. Grendel the Hrothgar, Bael's son. It's Hrothgar. So I think Hrothgar. Beowulf's son, Grendel. We'll say the monster. The monster below. Chapter 1.